Means of operation.
Money made the girls go crazy.
Hello, cretins, creatures, and monsters of the deep. Right, I don't know what to tell you. Hello, my name is Vaughn. You are now listening to the JVaughnology Podcast. Hey, visuals. Um, yes, I'm back. I'm officially back with a little mic because I'm a mic girly now. Let me tell you about this whole mic situation. So I bought a mic online. The first mic did not arrive. Amazon, they lost it. I don't know what happened to it. But before they even try to figure out what was wrong and what happened, they just completely were like, I'm gonna refund the order. Or they were like, oh, if you don't get it within 24 hours, we're just gonna automatically refund it. Like, sis, you didn't give yourself a second to bring it to my house. Like, you don't even know if it's not gonna come. Like, you guys just are so dramatic about the situation. I hate that for you. But one thing I say about Amazon, their service is amazing and always will be. So, yeah. But I have me a little Mikey mic. I am filming this on my YouTube as well. So for people who originally have been listening to this podcast, I usually don't have any visuals. I do have a visual now. You're going to be able to see my face and you're going to hear me and just listen to my words of wisdom. But I am back. The last time I had filmed something was back in June. It was like June to 2022. And I haven't been on here for multiple reasons. What happened was, if I want to start from the beginning, is I went through so much last year, which was very unfortunate in 2023. It's like it was so much growth and so much beauty in it, but it still was so rough. Like starting in January, I got my own place. Now, was that the plan? Not at all. So was everything rushed? Yes. And when things are rushed, that's when stuff gets messy. Um, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to hang with the big gang. Like paying rent again. I was with my mom, so paying rent again was like a whole nother thing. As well as I was with a job I did not want to be with. So it was scary. I think the main thing was scary because I didn't know if I was going to have consistent income or if I was going to get fired and then I wouldn't have any income. So that was the crazy part about all that. And then it was just January was just it was really a blur, but it was just I felt it in my spirit that it was going to be an interesting year, 2023. So that's why I decided to lock my hair. And I was like, I don't know what's about to happen, but this year's about to be the most spiritual year I've ever went through. Like I could feel it, so I was like, I'm about to lock my hair. My antenna needs to be ready, because we're about to go through it. So February comes around, and it was not a pretty show. I'm not gonna elaborate too much because it is very, very personal. But what I will say is, it had triggered trauma that I thought I got over. And it was really scary because ultimately it did put me in a really dark place. Um, the people who are involved, I know they didn't mean for that to happen, but it did. And it was very scary because I haven't been in a place like that in so long that I really didn't know what to do next. So yeah, we can kind of leave it at that. And yeah, so March, that was a blur because I was still going through my traumatic experience. I went back to therapy because I was just in a really dark place at that time. I was in my last apartment and it was very dark, and I was at a job that I've been trying to just do the best I can with as much as possible. And the crazy part about it is looking back at it, um, I know I did the best that I could, and it's just so sad and so unfortunate that people are so evil and so malicious that they don't care how good you're doing. They want you to do more and more and more, and it sucks. That's kind of how the workplace is in general now. It's like eat or be eating, but then also like even if you are doing amazing, they can't even like acknowledge that because they're too busy having their head so far up their rectum and spinning around that they don't really even see it. And it's just very unfortunate. It really showed me that every company has their flaws, and that company flaws is the store management, not as in the people who are not leads. Baby, not even ECLs are that bad. Baby, it's the management. And if you guys figure out where it is and who it is, because I said ECLs, it is what it is. I don't really care because it's not like they're going to come for me. They can't come for my brand because theoretically I never said their names. But if you do work in a place like that and if you are getting what I'm saying or what I'm putting down, I would say try to leave because the thing is, if the top of the head is venomous, it will just only travel through the whole body. That's a word. Write it down somewhere. Yeah. So I'm going through therapy around that time to figure everything out. In April, it was a key, like going through therapy. I'm trying to make sure that I keep my mind where it needs to be at, make sure that I'm doing what's best for me. I cut off a lot of people, and I felt like that was best for the moment. And I still agree with that was the best for the moment, and we kept it pushing. But work, I started getting through my break point. I started to get to my breaking point, like to the point that even people who were around me that cared about me was like, "You're gonna snap," and I'm like, "Baby, I'm not gonna snap." They're like, "Yes, you are." I'm like, "Okay, maybe I will." I can't even lie to you. I was on the brink of busting a cap in somebody's butt. That's what it was going. It was really getting to that point. Anybody who even looked at me wrong, I was about to give them the drama that they needed, and I was here for the drama at that time. So I was like, I gotta find something else. So what I did was I wrote a list and I checked it twice. Find out who's naughty or nice. I'm joking. So I did a checklist and I put my pros and my cons of the job, what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. I said if I write this list and there is more cons than pros, I got to get the freak out of here. I'm trying to ease up on my cussing because it's not necessary. You can use other words because you got to use the rest of your dictionary in your brain. But I was like, I got to get out of here, like dead eyes. So I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I wrote the list. And I wrote an intense list. And usually I write lists. I'm really good at writing pros and cons lists with a lot of things like relationship, friendships, career, lifestyle, just anything. I'm real nasty with the pros and the cons. Like I tell my peoples or anybody I fool with, like do pros and cons, what it is in this scenario, and then you'll know by the end of you doing your pros and cons if you need to stay or if you need to go. So I did it, and the cons were drastic, honey. Like it because I put everything as in like it affected my mental health. The only pro that mainly was there was the people that I worked with that were under me, and then that were across from me. I mean, there's a few upper management that was okay, but for the most part, it was the ones who were under me. And the thing is that the job does make the people. I would say that it does. Because the job, well, I don't even know because at that point, that job, the customer service girl, it was just like these customers, baby. I don't know what planet they came from, and I don't know why they think they're that girls, but y'all not gonna be doing that to little JVN over here. Like, I ain't got time for that. But it was just like every day, like it was just some drama on top of drama on top of drama. And you would think it'd be only around Christmas time because I worked in retail, so it was like you would think only around Christmas time on and popping, baby. It was every day, especially with because I live in Atlanta, so the scammers are like a galore here, and it's just the what do you call it? What do you call it? What do you call it? It's when people are like they think they're above everybody. I can't think of the word right now. It'll be okay. So I'm just like, baby, like we got to figure something out. So I was like, okay, we're figuring this out. We're gonna work on it, and we're gonna go from there. So life is just life. And by May, I'm like, bro, we got to get out of here. Like literally the first week of May, I was like, no, it was the last week of April actually. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I feel like I'm going to lose my mind. So I was like, cool, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to find somewhere else to work, but we're going to have to like really think about where we want to work. Because the thing is that you don't want to keep getting a job and it's nothing that's going to benefit you. And I think that's a big thing for me. It's like I was too busy worried about money more than my happiness. And me doing that caused me to just not really make wise decisions on where I want to work. And that's what's really scared me. So once I took out the money, I was like, okay, since you took out the money, now you just need to find somewhere that you like. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's gonna have to be something that you like really enjoy, and don't worry about the money. So what I did was I met a guy. I was speaking to him previously around Christmas, and he was telling me about new opportunities that was coming at his job, and he said that he put me on. So I hunt him down, and I told him I want to be put on, and guess how he put me on. So starting in May, things started taking a shift. I did start getting a little stressed out because of money. I'm not gonna lie. I decided to get a second job, which that was interesting as well. My first job, it was fine. The second job is where the drama begun. It was like I couldn't get a break with this drama, baby. It was like you leave one place, you're going to another one, and you're gonna deal with the drama. So we go to the second place, and my second job. This is the issue with them. The management there is entitled. That's the way I was looking for, entitled. She's entitled and she thinks she's better than everybody. That's just point blank period, straight to the point. And Miss Mamas thought that she was going to be able to read me down, and it never worked. So every time there was a situation or altercation, I would hand her ass to her on a silver platter. Because what you're not going to do is try to downplay me. You can't do that, baby. That's never going to work. You're going to get read down in front of everybody. And it's crazy because she's above all of us. And then there was the lady who was under her. The lady who was under her, she was a little fickle. She wasn't that bad. We could deal with her. But the one above, she really thought that she could come in and try to check me in front of everybody. One thing for sure, two things for certain. Nobody can check me. Especially when I come in, I do my job, and I go home. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're gonna not come in here and disrespect me. I, he, them, they, we, us, everybody, me. You're not gonna do that. That's just not what's gonna happen. So me and her, we get into it every day. Every time she came in, it was a whole altercation, which became so draining. Because it's like, right when you walk in, you know you're gonna get on and popping with somebody. And that's the most stressful thing. Like, you just want to come to work and do your job, and you know that you're doing your job to your best ability, but to them, theoretically, you're not doing the best, which I don't know how that's possible, especially because they don't provide you the tools to do the best job, and yet they want to get all rappity and get all aggressive towards you. So I was like, okay, I can deal with this. I can do this. I can put myself through this for 3 months probably. I was like, I can do this because the thing is that I need the money. So I'm just going to take this L. We're going to ride. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm taking this L. We're riding. July comes around. I'm like, listen. Me staying in my last place is not going to work because this shit is depressing. I would come into my apartment, it would be dark because the lighting in the apartment, it was not the key. I would have all the blinds open, y'all. I would have everything open. I would have the motherfucking door open. At this point, I was letting anything, any type of light that you can have. So mind you, I'm dealing with this bitch at work. I didn't mean to cuss, but I'm dealing with this lady at work. And then I got to come home to a dark apartment. I'm working 5 in the morning till 3. Getting off of my first job. Going from 5 to 9. And in the 5 to 9, I got to deal with drama? When I tell you the Lord is my shepherd, I was like, listen. June, July, August. I was like, listen here. I don't know what's happening. And this is when I'm turning 31. So I'm like, baby, something gotta go. I don't know what I gotta do at this point. I don't know what we're gonna have to do. So my job, they offered me to do some type of position, which means that I wouldn't be in the store, I would be more driving around. So I was like, okay, let me just drive around. I feel like driving around before I go to work will help me out. So I was doing that. I was doing really good. It was pretty fun. Until like I almost got into 3 car accidents, and then I was like, okay, I don't like this anymore. Because originally I'm a great driver. I just don't like driving. Like I just never have like driving. I feel like I got pushed into it because my mom needed somebody to drive my little sister around, or like friends wanted me to drive them around. I just don't like driving. It's a thing with me. Like I'm grateful that I'm able to drive, and I'm grateful that I have a car, and I'm blessed to have all those things. But baby, I just hate driving. I do. I can't tell you no more now. I just hate it, and people don't understand, but I really just don't like it. So October. This is when I'm like, okay, baby, we got to figure something out because this isn't going to do it anymore. So the second job I quit. I could not do it. I think it was like the last supper. I promise you. We all had to go to this meeting. In this meeting, she explained like how everybody's practically doing things wrong, that she's going to lose her contract with the company. It was a cleaning service company. And that she's just so frustrated. She's so tired of it. So the area that I used to clean, it never had any problems, never had any situations, no nothing. Everybody speaks very highly of me. Everybody in there likes me. I became cool with people who worked in the office. It was cute. She wanted to pull a whole spinneroni on me and practically say that my area is now the worst. At first, my area was never a problem until I had to check her. I think this one last time we got into the altercation, I checked her in front of everybody. After that, it was like she was on the vengeance for it. So then now the area that never had any issues, she deemed to be the worst area. My area. I couldn't take it anymore. I feel like that right there made me snap. I was just like, son, I can't. Like, this is in September, this is all happening. So it's after my birthday, because they was already mad because I left to go on vacation when I told them I was going to go on vacation because it was my birthday week. And then I went to the Beyonce concert prior, and that was amazing though. Beyonce concert. Woo! When I told you that was the best thing I ever seen in my life. Beyonce concert. We're gonna talk about that. Forget work for like 5 seconds. 5 seconds. We're gonna come back to that, but we're gonna talk about Beyonce concert. So Beyonce concert. Oh honey, I'm definitely doing a YouTube video on this. So people who have watching me on YouTube, get ready because I'm gonna go through all the concerts I went to, because I went to Beyonce, Bia, and also Doja Cat. So I'm gonna just quickly speak about Beyonce. Beyonce's Renaissance tour was phenomenal. It was the most beautiful experience I've ever seen in my life. The visuals, oh mama, the visuals, oh mama. When I tell you, she ate that down, She left not a crumb. Beyonce's concert, like I was saying, it was phenomenal. The visuals, everything was just phenomenal. The way she sung was amazing. And the thing is that I promised myself, I was like, Beyonce goes on tour again, because I think this was when she did Lemonade. No, it was the Mr. and Mrs. Carter tour. I missed that one. So I said, Beyonce ever goes on tour again, I'm definitely going. I don't care what I got to do. I don't care what we got to make, but we're going to make it happen. I literally got the tickets. That was the high point about February, though. I can't front. I got the tickets at 2 in the morning because I stayed online to do the VIP tickets, because the first 2 days they sold out, and I was just like, girl, I'm definitely going. So I called my good sisters and I was like, listen, babies, we need to get these tickets now. It literally was the best $400 I've ever spent in my life. I don't care what nobody says. Worth it. Every single penny. But now back to the drama in September. So in September, I end up leaving that job because I just know, baby, can't do it no more. In the midst of that, I ended up getting promoted actually the first week of October, which was the biggest blessing. I did not. I already got promoted in July, and that's when I was doing like the little driving around thing. But getting promoted in October was just like, wow, like, baby, all that hard work I was putting in has finally came. And honestly, that was like the turning point of the year for me. And I know you're like, it happened all the way in March. In October. Like, that happened all the way in October. That's your turnaround? Yes. The drastic turnaround happened was in October. And it was like a little bit of a turnaround because it wasn't so much anxiety going to work because of my first job. but there was anxiety in my second job. So then it's crazy that in October, it's like everything switched. Like it was, that's when everything was like, okay, we're rocking this. For the last 3 months of the year, wait, November, December, 2 months, October, November, December. For these last 3 months of the year, you're going to rock out with your cock out because at the end of October, we went to go see Bia, which was an amazing concert as well. I love me some Bia. I always want to see her. I remember when I first seen her on Love and Hip Hop, not Love and Hip Hop. She was on Sisterhood of Hip Hop, and I was like, yo, this girl's gonna get far. Like, I love her demeanor. I love her swag. Like, she was with Pharrell at that time, I believe. I don't know if she's with Pharrell now. Don't quote me. But I was just like, oh my god, I gotta see her. And I seen her. It was an amazing experience. I got to touch her, hold her hand. I got to touch her hand. We got a picture. It's on my Instagram. I think it's on my Instagram. If it's not, it's on my YouTube. And it was such a great experience. It was worth every dime. And we were mad close. I think we had to pay like $40, $50. And we was mad close because we came there early. So I love that. Such a good experience. Such a good memory to put into the memory bank. And then when it came to Doja Cat concert, that's what I seen in November. Oh, Doji! We love Doja Cat. She also had Doechii, which was amazing. Them two are a great combination. Like, whoever planned that or put that together, I'm pretty sure Doja put it together, but if there was anybody else who planned that and put that together, you did great because they were amazing collaboration together. It was supposed to be Ice Spice being there, but she wasn't there, sadly. But Doja Cat did amazing. The visuals were everything. Her album eats down. Like, she has no features on the album and it still is a key. Like, So November was good. It was around Thanksgiving time. Thanksgiving was really good, actually. Nothing too crazy happened. I mainly worked, which was okay. And then we went into December. Now, December, I really wanted to. I wasn't really feeling the Christmas spirit this year. Last year, 2023, because I feel like I'm just trying to survive. Like, it's been a rough beginning of the year, baby. And Christmas is the last thing on my mind. Like, it's there. I would say the only time Christmas really mattered to me was the 24th and the 25th. The rest of the month, it did not matter to me at all. Like, I really did not care for Christmas. And Christmas is my favorite holiday. So if I cut out Christmas, that means that the year has been rough. But I said next year, 2024, oh, I'm about to be on it. Like, wait, oh, right. So we're kind of going over the time limit that I put. That's why the camera keeps stopping. But we're in December. So Christmas next year is going to be lit. I'm very excited for it. 2024. Let's get nasty. Let's get busy. So overall for last year, I feel like last year I've learned so much about myself, especially about like enduring and also taking a leap of faith. I feel like before I never really took a leap of faith. I kind of just stick to routine because I just know routine and I feel like that's the safest way to go about things. But I really took a chance. Like, I remember I don't know if it was April. I'm pretty sure it was April. I made like a TikTok about like, I don't know what needs to change, but it needs to change now. And I just really feel like taking a chance and I did it. And I feel like that was the most satisfying thing for me last year because I could have just stuck with the job and I would have been there and I'm pretty sure I still would have been there. But I really had to stand up for myself to understand that money is just an item. And money can only max so much if you're not happy. Like, yeah, I was making a good amount of money there, but looking at it now, I make more now than I did when I was working for them, and I'm way happier. I'm way less stressed. I'm way less bothered. Like, I go in, I do my job, I go home. I don't have to deal with people if I don't want to. There was an altercation that happened not too long ago, but we're not going to talk about that. But it's just I'm in a way better place. And I feel like since I'm in a way better place, I need to start using my vocals more. And that's why I am back to doing podcasts. So that was just a quick little speed up about like what happened with 2023. Overall, I give it a good 6 out of 10. I wouldn't give it no higher than that. Probably I would say 5.5 out of 10, but I'm trying to be reasonable because of all the blessings that happened throughout the year. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for that year. But we're standing strong on 2024, and I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I can't wait to talk about more stuff moving forward. Every fifth episode, I will be bringing somebody on the podcast with me as a special guest because I'm gonna have special guests on here, people I care about and I love, and I can't wait for you guys to meet them. Because these people that I'm gonna bring in have changed my life, and they don't even know they changed my life. But I'm so excited for it. Um, I do want everybody to know before I leave this podcast, we'll leave this episode, that taking a chance is terrifying. It's very scary. But sometimes you really got to take a risk to do what's best for you. Um, you only have one life. You really only have one life. I mean, if you believe in that you are reincarnated to multiple things, do your thing. But as in for me, you only have one life. And if you are miserable and living that life, baby, you have to make a change in some kind of way. And you're going to have to take a chance. I know it's really hard. I know it's really scary because I was terrified when I left my job, the first job that I had this at the beginning of this year. I was terrified and I really didn't know what to do. I used to stay up at night and be like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. But the thing is that also I did take a leap and I moved into a different apartment. I moved to a different apartment in July. That's what I was supposed to say. So I moved to a different apartment in July. It was more, and of course it was more stress and more like, but it was a lot more stress, honestly. And it was a lot of money that was getting ripped around and pulled around. And I did kind of put myself in a little bit of debt, which is okay because I'm at a career that I can know I can see a career. It's not a job. I have a career now, baby. I have a career. It's not a job. So I have a career that I know I'm going to grow with, that I'm going to stay with for a while because the baby need his pension. Girl, 15 years in. For the girlies who don't know, you stay with a job for 15 years, you can get a pension. That's yours. Look it up. Google it. It's the T. And yeah, I'm very happy, and I'm very happy that I made that decision. Life isn't all pieces and cream, but that decision I made was probably the best decision for me. So again, if you are scared to do anything or you want to better yourself but you're scared of the outcome, I ain't gonna lie, it's rough at first. It's rough and you're gonna have to endure some shit. But when you come out on the other side, it's way worth it. So I do want to thank you guys for listening to this episode. I can't wait to upload it and get ready to hear more. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, say I'm gonna do it every week because I'm not. But every time I get a chance and I want to sit down and talk, I will definitely do it. So this is me signing out for the first visual episode of my podcast. Thank you for listening to the JVaughnology Podcast, and I will see you guys next time. Stay beautiful, stay black. All right, bye.